All right, here we go. Bit of a last minute cast here. All right, and starting off with the picks and bans so far, we already have three jungle bans thrown at Zen so far, as well as a Terra ban for Shizu. I really like the Terra ban a lot, a lot, a lot. And then as we see, Xbalanque locked in for Hyperior, and then Ravana, which could be flexed to either jungle or solo. So while they're still banning a lot of jungler picks for Zen, that Robin might just be ending up going to him, even though it's not necessarily one of his signature picks. Meanwhile, we have Khepri once again for Potter. Potter had a little bit of a rough set last week on the Khepri, but they're going back to the well. They have faith that it will work out, and they are simply going to be more aware of the Khepri alternate timeline interactions this time around. Hachiman also picked up once again, as well as Hunbats. I really like the Hunbats jungle pick, and as we see here, four Taco bands in a jungle band, four Zen bands in a Shizu band, eight jungler bands in this game. Yeah, that's a pretty swift summary of some of these Worm League sets if I've ever seen one. Taco Tiamat, I don't know if I've ever seen that one before. That's gonna be nasty. Tiamat, obviously, a god people still have a hard time really playing against when it's played at a high level, just because it's a bit more of a complex character than some of the other ones. Okay, it will be like I said. You ban out so many junglers that Robin is going to get flexed to jungle. It looks like most likely Chalk could also be jungle, and very likely a Chalk Kuma solo here. Oh, what's up, Manila? How you doing, big bro? And we see here, this is the start of game one. We have yet to see the solo pick for the Sandstorm, unless it's a Tiamat. And we have yet to see the support pick, and it is hovered on Kumbhakarna and locked in. That is the full team for the Warlords this week. Yeah, migraines are tough. I struggled with those for basically a whole year. They finally got me on some migraine meds for the last few months, and it's like it's hard to tell if those really work because you still feel kind of like just meh a lot of the time. It's like, do you get migraines as often? It's like, I mean, I kinda hard to say. It's like I will take any other sort of pain over migraines. I'm a little bitch when it comes to migraines. I roll over and die. As we see Achilles for Jupe Jupe in solo lane. Always good to have an execute on the board. Especially, it can go through that Kumba passive, a good execute to maneuver around some of all of these slow fields that they have. Not only the cripple from Poseidon Whirlpool, but also just Chalk Rain. Lots of slows here. I would not be surprised to see a Winged Blade picked up for the Sandstorm, but at the same time, I would also be kind of surprised to see a Winged Blade picked up. Just because it's hard to fit into your build sometimes, and not always the most looked at item. Let's take a look here. Jupe Jupe already at the top of player damage, iconic. All right. Oh, what's up, Manny? Listen, the username I had to come up with this in like negative 30 seconds because I think I was actually casting a set with our boy Milla, and his stuff wasn't working. So I had to download OBS, set up Twitch, and all of that during the pregame of a set to get it going in time. So I was very extremely uncreative with my Twitch username. But at this point, I'm not sure if I'm gonna change it. Yeah, that's the lore. You know, they called me BBB Blaine back in high school, unironically. I hated it. Uh, it did not stand for Big Baller Brand. I'll just let you know that. All right, as we see some of these starters picked up, Sentinels for Kumbhakarna, pretty common, as well as Shell. A bit interesting to get Shell, considering the other team has, an execute, but it's always a good item. And there's not a ton of lifesteal, and also you're going to have to deal with a lot of burst damage, especially with the Hunbat's ult. So I do like the shell quite a bit. I wouldn't be surprised. Heavenly Wings is not, they are seeing all the slows on this team and finding a way to deal with it. I think a Winged Blade partway through the build would also have the same effect, but this will do the trick as well. Let's set this up. 0, 0. All right. Big Baller Brand was pretty creative. I mean, like, as much hate as we gave LeVar Ball back in the day, I mean, he did end up having two NBA caliber sons. Like, that's two more than I'm gonna have. Mine are gonna be 6 foot and not nearly tall enough. Not nearly tall enough. Yeah, this is a going either for a little bit of early poke or an early ward here. I always think that placing an early ward is a bit wasteful. You're wasting a lot of the time on that. Plus, you don't know if you're even going to be pushed up in lane. That's why I always like placing my ward back here after I do my camps. It is still pretty nice just to have, though. I mean, it's always better to have wards than not, but I'm just thinking, even this one, like this one could have been placed after you clear the camps because, I mean, it's been a really long time since people invaded purple and green camp minute 0. It's not really something you have to worry about these days, especially not a enemy Kepri Hachi. And all right, first ones to meet are the duo lanes, getting some good poke out already with the Kumba belly bump. Let's take a look at solo lane. Gets a good slow from the Chalk here. Achilles is going to be in a little bit of trouble here on these early levels, especially with Chalk landing some good abilities early on. It's kind of hard to poke out a Kepri. He does have Benevolence, but also Kepri passive just giving him a slight shield over and over and over again. Hunbat's just going for some wave clear right now. One Rava root and this could all blow up in somebody's face though. Some good poke. Oh, dodges the root. Good job there by Musi, but it's only going to get her about an even trade in terms of poke. That's just how strong Poseidon and Raven can be in close combat, I suppose. Trying to keep an eye on this solo lane in case something happens really quickly. Kuma and Jupiter both below half health right now. Jupiter is in the yellow. Jupiter is back under tower in solo lane. Hunbat's getting chased down by Robin. Root comes out. Whirlpool. Crippled. Killed. Double for Almighty Smiter in the mid lane off of this 2v2. Good job by the Warlords ensuring a 2-minute 2-0. Kumbhakarna has to be very careful with his aggression here. Passive comes out. Will they be able to... No! Hyperior shuts that down, and Kumba is laughing all the way back to the bank in that passive. It's especially good early on when you just don't have the attack speed to take it out. Also, a situation where an early shell would have been very helpful instead of a sprint. Amazing start here for the Warlords, already up about 1,700 in gold. And not on the people who would normally have that kill and net worth lead. You know, normally it would be Zen, Shizu, maybe Kuma getting a couple kills in solo lane. It is their mid and ADC. Very good sign for the Warlords here early on. Achilles was getting pushed in pretty hard, but has gotten to the point where all Achilles do, where they realize killing the enemy god is easier than clearing the wave. But oh, Achilles does spot out Robin here, maybe? No. Execute comes out! Shiny Jupiter gets the first blood of the game for the Sandstorm and gets ulted by Robin. Can she get back into the tower? And she's going to trade here! Double kill for Shiny Jupiter. Zen delves too greedily and too deep, is not able to get back out after countering Jupiter's kill in the solo lane. Jupiter's starting off 2-1. If she's able to get her next item here, it could be very good for her. She's only able to get the spike shield, but that is going to be a little bit of a pun not intended power spike, as she is now level 6 here. 2v1 in duo lane. Poseidon ult comes out. Hunbats does get the kill, and Tiamat barely survives. Tiamat can be very tanky, and we've known Taco to not shy away from getting defense items, even on other gods in the mid lane. So I would not be surprised to see a defense item like a breastplate come out here for her. Big rotation. Oh my goodness. Hopefully Jupiter knows here. She does spot it out. She gets rooted. Double stun comes out. Gets back under the tower. Gets rooted again. So many roots. Gets mezzed. Gets killed. Here comes the help. The help is too late. Kepri is going to run under the very tower that Jupiter was under, and they are not going to defend her blue camp. She gets it stolen from her, and now they're going for the BDK. Unfortunately, Kepri not able to get there close enough within ult range to maybe get a dash ult off. And at that point, you really don't want to fight as Kepri in the jungle, so had to dive under his own tower there. 5-3 start here, about a 2k gold lead for the Warlords, though. I do really like Kumbhakarna as a pick, just because it's hard to kill that man early on. Unless you do something like this, that will do it. That is a great show of Achilles countering Kumba. Kumba is just very hard to kill with that passive early on, but no passive when this girl's around. Already a 3-2-0 start for Achilles here. Jupiter's getting some of her swagger back in solo lane, but through all of these rotations and the blue buff stolen, she is now down in XP to Chalk, and now her ult's down, gets caught by the Chalk ult, hits the follow up on the one, slow kill down. Kuma gets the kill in solo lane on the member of the Sandstorm that has the most success right now, and Robin ult will catch Taco. Under the tower, Musi will hold on to ult in this 2v3. 6.5 minutes in, both supports have Gauntlet getting stacked right now. Hyperior is pushing Tess's tower in, getting the first bastion of the game. Yeah, Shizu the same level as your jungler, solo laner, and your support. Not a great sign for the Sandstorm, especially since we all know that Shizu loves to get in there. They do get the beads off of Poseidon. These whirlpools are going to be really oppressive, especially with the roots following up from Robin as well here. Kumba's going to root Tiamat in the back line. Are they going to punish Kumba? No. Robin gets double stunned out there by Tiamat. It's going to take Tiamat a while to come online here. 7v9. Robin ult comes out. Hunbats gets ulted by the Khepri, and this is going to be a clean disengage from both teams in solo lane. Achilles is now down 2 levels to Shock. Those blue camp invades were absolutely horrendous for Achilles. Achilles needs blue camp about more than any other god in solo lane. Thankfully, it looks like Musi is coming to secure this one, perhaps. That's good. It's not going to help Jupiter out with XP, though. I really liked when the Warlords put Shizu in support, let him run the map, run around the map, and get in people's faces, do what he likes to do. Jupiter is once again stun comes out, mobility is down, her ult's down as well. This is going to be very nasty. She's trying to maneuver around, somehow gets around all that. I don't know how she did that. Interesting decisions made there by the Warlords as they were trying to prevent her from getting back to her tower. It looks like Hachiman was perhaps able to drop a camp there. Doesn't look like it actually. Could be wrong because I don't see a purple dropped on the ground anywhere. Only a couple BDKs picked up so far this game. These graphs are going to be hanging around the 2K mark in both XP and gold for quite a while. Just a fairly even team lead here for the Warlords. This could be a huge gank here onto Hachiman, who's under tower. The camps are down. That's the downside of ganking duo lane when you know camps are down because your camps are down. If you don't go for the kill, it just wasted a lot of time. Chalk is going to get ganked on the other side of the map. Hunbat's Fear No Evil comes out. Chalk is still at half health. He might not fear this enemy jungler. He's going to run away. He's having a good time. Musi's getting a lot of damage here. Here comes the Chockle, and uh-oh, Kuma is three levels up almost now on Jupiter. Kuma feeling himself on this Chalk. Holding onto that Chockle just until the last second. Kumba trying to get a lazy back off there. If Khepri, oh, Khepri. Ah, Khepri root must have been down there. If Khepri had hit a root there, that would have been lights out for Kumba, but maybe it was on cooldown. 3 levels up is Chalk. Somebody got the BDK there. My money is probably on Robin. And Chalk gets another kill. Killing spree in the solo lane for Kuma. Ya boy. Up big. Net worth, the biggest boy in the game, as Poseidon is going to whirlpool and ult Tiamat. A lot of pressure here in mid lane as well, even, but just the sheer amount of time that Kumba has spent in this mid lane. Good whirlpool, nice root, does jump the root and immediately gets Kumba ulted. Khepri ult should keep Hunbats out of trouble for a second, cleaned up by Zen. That's the problem with Khepri ult. If they don't kill you and there's no minions around to force it or a tower to force the proc, it's nasty. Achilles ult not long enough, but able to get the cleanup. Gets a kill on Zen. Nice shutdown kill needed there for the Sandstorm. They're not going to chase under the tower for Shizu, though. This is just in time for a beacon. If they can get some pressure, I think Tiamat could go after the beacon here with Achilles zoning. Hachiman spots out the Poseidon, decides not to go for it, goes after the oracles instead. It is about the time, 12-minute mark. You want to be getting these oracles as often as possible. Good job here by Tess. Net worth a whole lot of blue at the top here, with about a 5k gold lead at the 12-minute mark out of nowhere. Take a look at player damage. Yeah, that looks about right. A lot of action in solo lane. Taco has an XP lead on Poseidon. I don't know how, just taco farming, I suppose. BDK called out here by the Warlords. They're walking side and side too much, not going straight at it, not going to be able to contest, but there's still going to be a fight. Not close enough to contest, close enough to get ran down here potentially. Robin in the jungle with a level 15 shock ready to ult at any second here. Probably ulting off this Kumba ult. Silence. Hunbats does get out. Kepri is in a whirlpool of pain here though. Gets knocked out a little bit, but I think is still going to have to dash out. They're not going to chase him too hard. Ults himself, fear no evil. They're going to wait for this Kepri ult to go down. Jupe gets killed. Taco gets a kill on Poseidon. Finally allowed to 1v1 is Taco and gets the kill almost immediately. Hachiman is doing a good job. I mean, this dual lane had pressure early, but Tess has been able to get a slight XP lead ever since Kumba has gone to mid and beyond. Who will go for the first big objective of this game? Kepri has stayed even in levels with Kumba, which is probably a factor of Kumba's large time spent rotating around. And I just mentioned that Hachiman was having a good time. You know that means there's going to be a Robin ult. Does get the ult off. They're not able to body block it. Robin ult does not land. Aegis, good Aegis. Gonna have to turn and fight here. Not able to get any meaningful damage out. Hyperior picks up the kill. Well, that's not what you want to see. A chalk clearing your team's copium camp. Gold Fury picked up here by the Warlords. They secure it, and they're going to chase down Hunbats. Once again, chalk ulted. Silence, silence, silence. Good Kepri ult. Gonna have to keep running, though. That has not guaranteed your life. Double blink. That'll do the trick. Taco under tower. Speed camp invade here by Robin and Kumba. They are able to steal it. You have to be careful. They can't really keep Hunbats alive if Robin is able to turn and get a good route here. There we go. Exactly. Kumba Mez's Hachiman is going to follow up with a missed route. Kepri is still just kind of zoning out here. Zoning them out. And just like that, with those Gold Furies and other copium and farms stolen by the Warlords, now Hyperior has a 1-level lead in the dual lane. Off of that team pressure. Jupiter catching up a little bit in XP. It's always quicker to catch up in levels with the ramping requirements to gain each level. This gold lead is now ramped all the way up to 7,200 gold, though. Honestly, all the levels are pretty much even. It's just when you're a ganking jungler and all the camps are getting invaded, jungle is going to be the one that falls behind. Musi has not been able to really get any meaningful farm this game with all the chalk rotations to Copium camp, enemy Robin and duo lane invading purple and green. Musi has fallen quite a few levels behind here. Khepri's been level 11 for feels like forever now. Once again, Deja Vu, Chalk ulting Hunbots, and then Almighty Smiter too with the ult. Khepri is going to ult himself once again. Procs, Kumba ult. Here comes Achilles. Gets body blocked on the Achilles ult. Kuma takes out Potter off of all of that. Hachiman is going to dash out. Hachiman barely gets out, and that is 3 for 0 and the beacon for the Warlords here. And Tiamat is now in trouble. There's just so many roots, cripples, silences for this Warlords team. They have so much CC. It is absolutely impossible. I would highly recommend. It might only stop one, but it might stop, one of your squishies from dying. Maybe a Cloak of the Magi's, a bubble for the team might go hard here. Bubble might go really hard, actually, for both teams, honestly. You just bubble a Hunbatzel, absolutely nothing happens for the Sandstorm. And then if you can bubble some of these things, like Chocolate, you need to, yeah. This Chocolate is absolutely devastating team fights. You gotta be able to deal with that somehow. Well, the good news is the XP will even out eventually. The bad news is the game might be over by then, as we see the Warlords have accumulated a 10k gold lead here at the 19-minute mark. They seem to be teleporting maybe for this next Gold Fury that's coming up. Not a ton of steal opportunities here for the Sandstorm with the level of the Hunbat's ult. Just all it takes for the Warlords is one person to be outside of the range of it, like a Hyperior, just outside of the range back here, autoing the Gold Fury, or somebody beads the Fear No Evil and then secures the Gold Fury. Is this a Fire Giant call while they're at the Gold Fury? Because they do not have the damage for it, and they are way too late, and the Warlords know. And I don't, yeah, they're going to go over here and then back. Maybe they were hoping to ping on some wards and maybe make the Warlords move around the map. Not really sure. Yeah, Potter has not been able to get any farm. I feel like it's been from level 11 to 12 for like 7 minutes. But at the same time, Shizu is not farming either. Level 13, and you have three teammates at level 19. Somebody let this man siphon some farm. Like, give this boy a wave. Let him get level 15 for that Sentinels upgrade. Yeah, stop being so damn greedy. Like, damn. You're at 20, 19, 19, and 20. Let the man have 15, please. Part of it is he likes to stand in front of the enemy team and mez them and then root them, but it's a bit of both, I think. Tess trying to split push, but only has the archer minions here. Does dash the root. Ravenel comes out, does get rid of the Crimson Claw shield, and Hachiol is not going to be. Man, Robin is just too damn fast! Somebody put a speed limit in the dual lane. Root catches up. That is. Hachiol doesn't even get you, like, halfway up the lane anymore. Oh my goodness. That brother should not be that fast. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Hachiol should make you get out better than that. 18-6 here at almost the 22-minute mark for the Warlords. The XP lead can only go down from here, though. Fear No Evil comes out. Hunbat's still silenced. Does get a fantastic Khepri ult there. You do have to make sure she can get away from the chalk, though. Achilles is now going to be caught out here a little bit, and Kuma picks up Musi anyway after all of that. Hachiman getting some good autos here, but gets caught in the cripple ult field by Almighty Smiter. Chevalanke dashing in, gets caught by Khepri, but unfortunately for Khepri, nobody was around to really follow up on that, so he just ate probably like 7 autos there from Chevalanke at shotgun range. Probably just doubled Hyperior's player damage with how much health that Khepri has at this point in the game. Gave him 2k player damage off of that. As we see, Achilles is here to try to secure, but I don't know if she has the range for it. Nope, not fast enough. Warlords get the Fire Giant, and Achilles is going to be straight out of luck here. Absolutely ganged up on by 3 members, and that is 3 kills. Zen goes down. Oh, they actually caught out Kumba as well, 2 down. But now you sat on top of the Kumba, you sat on top of the Chocolate. They get 4 members down for the price of 2. They do have Fire Giant as well. They have a Chalk, they have a Poseidon, they have a Chevalanke. That might be enough. Yes, as you can see, it is 0-0 up here. So this is game 1 right now. Chalk, just tank that, brother. Come on, Kuma. Come on. Brother's playing for Player of the Week out here. All right, they get the mid bird. First Phoenix down here in this game. What is this, brother? There's nobody around you, Kuma. There is nobody. You're doing this for nobody. I love that, man. All right, they get the beacon, and now probably this Pyromancer. All you need is to have Chevalanke come over here and auto it about 5 times. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many licks does it take to get to the middle of the Pyromancer? 10. Yeah, I love playing with Kuma. He's hilarious. 25-minute mark. This gold lead is big. Quite big. Quite big. Biggest difference is probably in the support builds. You have a Sentinel's Embrace, Heartward, compared to no 5th item in Benevolence. They need that heroism and a Magi's Cloak and a Winged Blade, like, stat. If they could give Khepri 5,000 gold right now, that would be amazing, but that's not how Smite works. And this is going to be the second tower of the game, potentially, for the Sandstorm. Any minute now. There we go. But Jupe Jupe's going to have to back pretty quickly because the Warlords are pushing up the duo lane. We're quietly hitting the point where Tiamat is able to actually do damage again, though. She is up here at 20k. She's starting to hit late game. She didn't really go any stacking items. See, Taco saw the state of the game, went no point in delaying my build any further. Good thing to do. You never want to be down and then building 5 stacking items. That just pretty much guarantees a loss a lot of the time. But some people really love to stick to their Smite Fire builds no matter the situation. Shock goes straight in here. Chevalanke ult is going to disorient them. Dual lane Phoenix goes down. Tiamat gets brought to half health. Robin ult comes out as well as Hyperior picks up Musi in the backline. Musi ult is down, but you can't see the damage from it anywhere. Kumba is going to go straight after Tiamat. Tiamat in the fountain. Khepri is probably going to ult. Oh, Khepri held on to ult there. Good job. Good trigger discipline there by Khepri. Tied to defense coming out. Good autos here by Hachiman, pinging the backline. But Chalk is still staying on it. They need to kill Chalk to reset this Titan. Good job. Diving in is Taco for the double kill, going after Robin as well. Triple for Taco. Defend this house he will. Two birds down, though, so it's going to take a miracle to save this game for the Sandstorm, but they're going to make it annoying for you. Once again, death, taxes, Kuma stealing your speed camp. It'd be so funny if he went and smacked the Titan right now just to send a message. 15 seconds until anybody from the Warlords is back up. They should be able to get a little bit here. Okay, interesting. Chalk is going straight into a 1v4 here. Hachiman is finally with the rest of the team, but they don't really have anything to lock Chalk down with here. His ult's down. If they can Kepri grab him and ping him, they need a Kepri grab. They get it! They get it! They get it! They get it! He's gone! Shut down, finally! And it goes to Taco. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this tower is worth 1v4ing, but it sent a message. The message is I could 1v4 for a solid 9 seconds, which is a considerable amount of time, for sure. 28 minutes into this game, 25 to 13. Sorry, Kuma, you died twice in a set. No player of the week for you. Sorry. That's how this works. We know. As we see Pyromancer spawning up, is going to be pinged out here by Robin and Poseidon. Good pickup. It's like whenever you die in a Destiny raid, there goes Flawless. You die twice, there goes Player of the Week. Fire Giant started. This is not going to be an EFG. I'm kind of surprised that they're going after it right now. I guess they figure that this Titan is at half health and they have the pressure for it. We shall see. And Warlords get the Fire Giant. Where are they going to push? I just think they probably had space for 40 seconds. I don't think the Sandstorm were going anywhere. 40 seconds to get EFG. I think they could have done that, but they probably have enough. They have two power bombs. They can definitely get birds down here, and the Titan's only at half health. They can even double power bomb the Titan. This game could be over any second. But at the end of the day, there's still a Hun battle around the corner. Oh, Achilles gets extremely caught out there in that cripple field. Kumbo ult is going to follow up. Oh, Capriol comes out. I think he should have looked at Achilles' health bar there before using that. I know Achilles was in a rough position, but the health bar was okay. Tiamat at half health uses beads and gets out of there. Titans at half health. They're probably just going to double power bomb this. Boom! Goes the dynamite. 30 minutes in. Warlords get game one. Ooh. All right, let's get a look at both of these screens. Yeah, the Sun Lane was going really good at like the first couple minutes, and then they were just able to put so much pressure. If you steal an Achilles blue camp, they are kind of toast. They need to be able to secure those for their solo laner when they're going Achilles. And then, yeah, Musi was just not allowed to play the game with all the back camps stolen away from that team in every lane. Purple and green got stolen. Kumo was stealing Copium Camp. Robin was stealing Blue. Like, there was just no farm to be had for a very long portion of that game, and that was the death sentence. They needed to be able to get some big Fear No Evils, and it wasn't able to get online because of all that farm stealing that the Warlords are known for. And we are going to go into game two. Ba-da-da-ba, ba-da-ba-da-ba, ba-da-da-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba, ba-ba-da-ba-ba, ba-ba-da-ba-ba. But a little patch of heaven where you had to be there. All right, let's take a look at this. All right, getting straight into it. Lance band, Alclong band, so two Zen bands and a Musi band so far. Another Taco band with Morgan Le Fay. May her abilities never be fixed. That bug is never going away at this point. Not that there's any Morgan Le Fay players who are still even on the game that know how to use it anyway. They're all on other games now. Xbalanque top pick. The interesting is top picked by the Sandstorm, taking it away from Hyperior, and then Hebo picked up for presumably Zen here. Interesting. Zen, I mean, Hebos are very dangerous, but all it takes is one Athena taunt into a couple of mage abilities from Taco, and a Hebo is gone. Just a very squishy jungler that I'm usually not too afraid of being able to shut down when the relics are off. And okay, it's just everybody's playing everybody else's gods this game, taking Nuwa away from Taco. Not that that's a Taco god, it's just, a lot of gods are Taco gods. Gonna press 4 and do damage. Those are two pretty late game characters already picked up, and that is okay. Is that Cleo mid? Is this my beautiful goat playing Cleo mid? I always love it when a mid goes Cleo. Pelly used to do that when his back was up against the wall, and it worked out basically every time. Like Cleo mid, literally, I've never seen it not work. It is the funniest part about it. And Cabrakan locked in as well, likely to the jungle. I wouldn't be upset about another Achilles pick out of the solo lane. It was getting working. It's just the problem is Achilles is such a blue buff dependent character, and this Warlords team is like a blue buff stealing team. So you either have to be on top of that as an entire team, or it's gonna get dirty really quickly. Sir pickup. Ooh, okay. Yeah. It's gonna be another game where Cloak of the Magi's would probably go hard, but it's just such an underbought item. Cloak of the Magi's and Absolution, both just underused, unfortunately, when it could be so useful. Another Taco ban. I would have loved to have seen a Morrigan mid jungle game basically out of Taco. Those are always hilarious to watch. Not upset with that, even though it might be Serb solo. It's not really something I've seen Kuma play though, so I guess it could be Serb. Yeah, it's likely Serb support now that I think about it. I'm just so used to seeing that in solo. I'm not upset about a chalk ban. Ganesh ban. All right. Banning Ganesh when Potter has played Kepri multiple games in a row is a message. I think it's at least 3 games in a row now, if not more. Neath. All right. The second most picked ADC for Hyperior. Also pretty good. Here's the thing, it can backflip away from Cabrakan, but if Cleo's also there to hit some silences, it's going to be difficult. It just depends on if Neath has relics up. But, isn't that always how it goes with Neath? So what's really changed? And Kepri locked in for at least the 4th game in a row here for Potter. Slamming the Kepri like Ninja slams daiquiris. Haven't locked in their last pick yet, and it's going to be Mulan for Jupe Jupe. All right. That does lock it in to Cleo mid and Kabrak in jungle. It could theoretically be those two swapped, but I doubt it. Yep, it was Serb support like I thought, and it is going to be Surtur solo. That's a bit of a tongue twister for you. Serb support, Surtur solo. All right, everybody's going where we thought they were going to go, and we're going to get into game 2. All right, all right, all right. Mhm. Okay. There was opportunity for it to be mixed up from the standard Benny and Sentinels. You can always go War Flag or something similar on an aggressive support like Cerberus, but it is going to be Sentinels, which is always good, and Benny, which is always good. Is it not the standard Spear of Dezo rush when you play Nuwa? I'm not a mid main. I know Spear of Dezo is first item on most characters in that lane, but I normally have a mid main or something with me to ask those questions. Going to be no wards here for the Sandstorm early on in the duo lane. You know, with how often Serb does this, it would be really funny if one time, when he's just going to the beacon pre-game, if like an entire team just five-manned here at the duo lane to kill him. As we see minions spawn in. Sports switching starter items. This time Potter going for Shell, and this time Shizu going for Sprint. Kind of surprised he didn't want to go after a Blink or something similar with Serb, but it's always good into running away from a Kabrakin and some of these other guys. Or running towards them, I suppose. Serb's going to instantly get some poke damage out, and Khepri immediately misses a close range dash here at the start of the game. Kabrakin trying to land a 1, gets knocked up at the last second, not able to get that stun off, and Nuwa is already going to be level 3 here as the minions are pushed into the tower. Good start for the Warlords in mid lane once again. Hebo's still lurking around the corner. Ooh, once again, just not able to get close enough. Hebo is a pretty good matchup into Kabrakin early on at this 2-level moment, but once Kabrakin gets ult up, that's going to be a very good tool to kill a Hebo. But you're also self-rooted in a lot of your Kabrakin abilities, which really just sets up free damage for him, so it's going to be definitely a interesting matchup here, as we see Serb is immediately going to jump in, get stunned out, but Shebalaka is now not going to have anything to cancel out this Serb poke damage. Flames. Hyperior gets the first blood in duo lane, gets 2 for the road in duo at the start of this game. And it looks like action also happening in mid lane. Hits the knockup, goes for the splish splash. He was taking a bath. Taku gets a return kill, but it is a 3-1 start for the Warlords. Nothing says free dual lane pressure like playing Cerberus. Oh my goodness. Yeah, hit the Khepri dash off of the Serb jump, so Serb still just had the flames up, so it was nothing to interrupt that damage after that point. Shell came out, and it was not enough. 4v4 here. Surtur at close range is going to absolutely destroy a Mulan. Hits a good stun. Doesn't follow up on it, though. Here comes Kabrakin. First gank over in solo lane. Blink comes out, gets a stun. Can he get the trimmer off? Oh, Surtur's caught! Good pull! And Kabrakin gets the kill. Hebo's going to turn away and go back for the blue camp. I mean, at that point, Ninja, you might just well say the whole team. Don't leave anybody out. Sure, it's always more fun when it goes to game 3. And I actually have the OBS set up to capture game volume this time, because nobody said that there wasn't any game volume last game. Oopsie. Level 5 over here in solo lane. Man, when that comes out, it's just so much free damage onto a Mulan. Absolutely nothing she can do here. You hit a pole and it just gets him closer. That's exactly what he wants. Get some good damage off with the abilities. Mulan will be okay once she gets her abilities leveled up. She's going to get hit by the stun at the very end of all of that. Autos come out. Ult comes out after just a style on the minion wave. Straight up, straight down after sending Jupe Jupe back to the fountain. Hebo misses the cone, is going to hit the knockup into the ult's fountain for Tess. Potter gets the return kill with the assistance of the tower. Not exactly who you want the gold going to, but yeah, I think, oh, yeah, the notifications. It's tough, Ninja. Neath has no mana. The Emperor has no clothes. Moosey gets the kill. Serb jumps away, also out of mana. Yeah, I must have window capture on instead of application capture. Let me actually, no, I'm too lazy. It's too late at this point. Whenever you start a game, you're just gonna see that, Ninja. So maybe just be cognizant of that. Hebo is in the jungle, but it might not be necessary. Here comes Kabrakan as well. Over a ward sent straight into the sky by Hebo. It doesn't do a lot of damage to Kabrakan, who now has Doom Orb. This would be the time to pick a fight when Hebo has T2 and you have the full item. Nothing really happens after all that. Oh, is this Colby? He knows that Ninja plays Sims. That narrows it down significantly. As we see Serb running after Kabrakan. Kabrakan able to get off the invade this time. Goes for the blink, gets the purple camp, and the Khepri hits a double root just to send a message. The message is from you. As we see them run past the Gold Fury pit now. 4 to 5, 6 minutes in. A much more... Well, this is about the same point where the gold was last game as well, so... Can't be too comfortable yet if you're the Sandstorm. Yeah, that's just going to tickle Serb, honestly. Well, solo lane is the only thing where anything is happening, so I guess we'll go look at it. As Kuma, once again, has a 2-level lead. Surtur is just a really good matchup here. That's the interaction. That's how it goes in solo. What we just saw is going to happen 80 more times, and Kuma's going to have a 3-level lead at the end of it, if not interrupted by anything, until Jupe gets some abilities leveled up. As we see Kabrakan deleted off the map by the knock-up ult combo from Zen. Yes, Hebo already 3-2-0 right now, getting off to a hot start. Jupe gets ran at by Surtur, ult, and stun. Serb jumps in as well. This is just... that's a lot. Khepri ulting a little bit too early here. Oh, turn and kill the Hebo! No! They don't see it, and Hebo gets away with murder here. Just walks up with 80 health, gets a kill, and walks away. Yeah, you gotta wait till the absolute last second with Khepri ults against a team that is very experienced playing against Khepris. They're not just gonna hold down left click when they see that icon above the head. Especially when it's like Surtur auto-attacking. You know, he's not gonna suddenly burst out any damage. Like, he knows exactly how much damage he's going to be doing. He's not going to accidentally kill anyone. But it looks like the Sandstorm get the first BDK of this game. should be some good gold for them. And Taco, Taco dives tower to get that kill and just jumps away from Hebo. Taco currently the highest level in this game, chilling at a quiet 2-0-0, and might be going for more here if Hebo doesn't know what's good for him. Dashes out. Oh my goodness, Hebo's a little bit in trouble here. Kepri's going to chase a little bit too far, probably. I think that was Neithel charged but not fired. Kepri gets picked up by Serble, and I think Kepri is toasted. Hyperior gets the kill after using the ult there. Five to 8 here at the 9.5-minute mark. Cabrakan maybe looking for a blink over the wall. I think they could do it. Neith has beads up, but here comes ult. Beads come out, but not quick enough to do anything with it. They get beads down and a kill for Tess and a ton of damage onto this tower. Very good gank there. Sometimes you just gotta send it. You're Cabrakan. Mulan gets stunned. Knock up. The ult doesn't. That was weird. Mulan actually getting Hebo really close to death there. A little bit of a clenched moment there for Zen. 3 members around this solo lane for the Warlords. Nuwa gets stunned out. Beads for Nuwa. Gets out of that rather quickly. Oh my goodness. That's what Doom Orb does to him, man. Beads for Cleo. Stun and run comes Cabrakan, trying to get away from Hebo after all that. Oh, gets stunned out, gets knocked up. Solo. Cleo gets the follow-up kill, and Serb might pay the price as well for this egregious tower dive. He has jump. He gets out. 1 for 1. Musi for Zen. I think you're okay with that if you're the Sandstorm. Hyperior all the way in mid lane, jumping away from a level 14. Taco is fed right now. Yeah, Sandstorm doing a good job of at least going after these BDKs. They've kept in this game off of those and some other calls. I think if they really wanted to, they might even be able to get away with a aggressive Gold Fury call if they ward enough around it. Just out-rotate the enemy team. Blink ult, stun onto Nuwa. Double stun. Tremored, great positioning by Musi. Is going to get caught out. Oh, Hebo misses ult. Hebo misses ult. They get some damage out. Shabalage dashes and Tess kills Zen and beads Serb's ult. Good play by the Sandstorm there. Oh my god. And a beacon is on the table. This is a level 13 Zen. Tess. The Sandstorm, while the gold is still, in the favor of the Warlords, the best part for the Sandstorm is that they are not behind in XP this game, so they can still fight. They can still fight and make plays like this and go after an early Gold Fury. And they have the burn for it with a Cleo. And it's going to be first Gold Fury of the game picked up for the Sandstorm. And you know Taco's jumping around. You know that man loves to jump. Look at him go. So inspirational. Gotta defend these back camps, though. Not that a support Serb is really able to full clear them by himself. He calls his Hebo over, and Cleo's just gonna run them all the way back here. This might be a death trap if Serb jumps into this. Does he get... No, he doesn't get either of them. Barely going Cabrakan's way, but Cabrakan gets hit by the Wombo combo. Oh my god. Silence silence on the Hebo. Brought down to half health. Cleo dashes. Oh, good Mulan ult. Khepri hits the dash. Oh, Mulan ult. Last hit doesn't land, but Taco gets the kill. Taco on a rampage. Khepri, you don't want to run into that. There we go. They get the back camps and the one for what they've just been trading Musi for Zen like they're freaking equivalent currencies this game. And honestly, you take that trade every time. Like the American dollar, the Canadian dollar, you just keep swapping them around. As we see purple coming up here for this team. You know, you don't often see the enemy duo lane camps on this different of a timer, almost at completely opposite ends here. Just an interesting point. You actually have to keep track of timers now if you're trying to invade. And once again, another BDK call here by the Sandstorm. They've done a great job of doing this game. Sandstorm leaned forward this game. They've almost caught up in gold. They're still 1,000 down, but the XP is actually in their favor. Excuse me. And they've kind of run out of things on the map to do. They're suffering from success. Now they're three-way splitting in mid. Cleo is left. Taco's level 17. Oh my goodness. Cabrakan can tank those Hebo knockups like nobody's business, but the ult kills Cabrakan. We've seen that. Oh, Cabrakan, you better watch out. Better watch out, Pookie Bear. Hebo spotted out by Mulan. Ult comes out. Ooh, good Serb ult. It's going to keep them in place. Cabrakan has to beads and run. Daddy, take the T-Bird away. Good Khepri ult to save from that Nuwa. That's going to be a disengage. 3 ults used by both teams here. A 4th used to stun out this Khepri. If you don't kill Khepri, that's a bit of a overcommitment. They do pick him up here. No, okay, they got him. And now Surtur ulting in after Mulan. No tower will stop a team dive from the Warlords, but Taco's going to pick up 1! Taco picks up 2! Taco is now looking at Surtur with malicious intent. Musi gets the kill there, and now Nuwa is on the chopping block. Uh-oh. Oh, good stun. Good stun by Nuwa, and Nuwa turns that around. Taco picks up 3 for the road. Unstoppable this game. 7-0-3. 14-14. This is an even ball game now, folks. What's this keybind? Pyromancer picked up by the Sandstorm as well there. What's the jungle wall keybind? Oh, well, I'll find it later. Unlucky. That is the first Pyro Bomb picked up in the pockets of the Sandstorm. Zerg gets a little bit of poke there on Xbalanque, but Xbalanque has Crimson Claws, so I think they will be A-okay here soon. Neath gets a little bit of... Oh, Neath backflip is down, and Cleo's nearby. Gets a lot of poke out in the ultimate, but Cleo's in this wall, and Hebo knows. Cleo dashes straight into a Surtur. Thankfully, the Surtur was ulting. Good timing there. Khepri absolutely wombo comboed here and is going to get poked all the way down. Serb further engaging, gets an ult. Khepri ults himself here. A silenced... Oh, Hebo ult comes out. Cabrakan is taken down. Cleo is still at half health in this wall. There's a lot of targets. Does he get the Hebo? Taco gets Zen to start off the counterattack as Kuma kills Potter, but now Cleo is running away from a very alive Cerberus. But now Mulan is level 16. Jupiter has managed to stay in this game. Only 1 level behind Surtur right now. Going a very tanky build as well. Some good damage there. Oh, what? Double kill and divine for Taco. The ult out of the wall. He's a horror movie villain. He's in your walls. He's in the trees. He's in mid lane, but it feels like jungle. It's Taco. That is a 17-16 kill lead for the Sandstorm, who now have their first ever so slight gold lead of the entire game. I'm telling you, Cleo mid never misses. I think it's, selection bias because only the sexiest, hottest, most beautiful mid laners go Cleo mid, but oh my god. I don't know if you want this, Kepri. I don't. Whatever you got to do. Yeah, I don't think you're getting the oracles by yourself. Ninja got auto modded. I'll allow it. I just wanted you to know, Ninja, I allowed that one. You're welcome. You just got modded for misogyny, Ninja. I hope you go home and think about your life now. Kepri stunned out. Surtur, level 18, has been a workhorse this game for the Warlords. Serval only catches Kepri. Not a great start for the Warlords. A Cleo comes out. Surtur ult as well. Mulan and Kepri are very pushed up here. Kepri is already below half health. Mulan ult down as well. Hebo knocks up Kepri and goes for the kill. Does not get the Kepri. It gets taken down by Jupiter and Musi under the tower. And oh my god, that is a bracket ult that will catch a Cerberus. Call it a rat trap the way it caught him there. And Surtur is going to get trembled, and that's an easy kill for that as well. Neath beats and Aegis. And Aegis. Oh no, you gotta just use one of those there. And now this should be some space for a Gold Fury or Pyromancer, depending on what they call out here. Or maybe they just dive. They're diving. They get the bee. Oh, the bees are down. Bees are down. Neath is down. That's how the flow chart goes. Yeah, Ninja, why aren't you casting? Why aren't you casting? Yeah, she is. We saw that earlier. And this is a Phoenix call. Xbalanque gets the kill on Almighty Smiter. This has been a quietly very good game from Tess. One of the first people in this game to hit level 20 out of the ADC lane, and that is a good Serval to delete Musi from the map. They don't get the Gold Fury. They went for a Phoenix, and they didn't get the Phoenix. And now Xbalanque is getting ran at by Hebo. The Sandstorm misused their gains here unless they're able to kill Hebo off of it. Cleo goes into the wall. Hebo comes out. Xbalanque gets taken down, and now they can't do any real OBJs. Mulan is going to get targeted by this Neath ult. Interesting target. Sprint comes out for the tanks to run down our girl Jupe Jupe. She gets Kepri ulted at the very end, and she's saying, "Come on, hit me, hit me, hit me!" And they run straight into a lot of Cleo abilities. Cleo runs straight back into that stun, and now Cleo is quite low here, but we all know that Cleo has a surprising amount of survivability. And gets it. Oh, that was so close, but you gotta watch out for this Neath behind the corner. A lot of lifesteal for Cleo, but not enough to survive a good one from Neath. Hebo is already back. This has just been a very long fight ever since that Gold Fury. That did not. Oh, Hebo's going in. Hebo gets the kill. Yeah, the Sandstorm. They didn't go after Gold Fury or Pyro. They tried to go for an early Phoenix push. They didn't get it. Unlucky. Yeah, Ninja, you can hop in whenever you want. Just let me know. I think I will. Yeah. Pyromancer called out here by the Warlords. Kabraken's nearby. Pyro's low. Ooh, Blink comes in too late and absolutely annihilated is Musi. Do I think it's going to a game three? Mm, I think that shutdown going to Zen, giving Zen level 20 was really, really, really bad for the Sandstorm. At least I think it was, yeah, it was Zen who shut down Taco. I think that was really bad for the Sandstorm. And also the fact that after they won this fight on this side of the map, they didn't get a whole lot off of it. Pretty bad. I mean, it's still anyone's game, but giving up the slight lead they had cannot feel good. Warlords pick up the Primal Fury and regain a slight gold lead. Still basically anyone's game, though. Yeah, man. Support not having starter upgrade compared to this one having it is going to be a very nice boost for the Warlords here until Potter gets that. Hopefully, getting it right now. Hopefully. You have enough gold for it. If I see anything but a starter item bot here, I'm going to be very sad. Brother. No! No! Potter, you didn't. You T2 Steel Crest over a starter upgrade? Potter, no! Potter! Why must you do this to me? I am so sad. Kabrakin is going to get ran out here by Surtur, and that stun is going to set up the knockup straight into the Neath ult, and it's going to be lights out. I don't know if that ult was necessary, but they do use it just in case there. Hebo has a lot of cooldown, so it's going to be okay. Tess is also in trouble here. Needs a Khepri ult. No, Khepri doesn't get the ult off on Tess. Oh no, they needed that ult. They needed that ult from Potter. That is tragic. They do get a nice pull onto Cerberus. Cerberus does not get taken out by the tower. Classic tower troll there. This is a good push here by the Warlords. Cleona's nearby. Gets a lot of poke onto Nuwa. Sees that silence proc and goes straight for the throat. Tower's still standing at God knows how little HP left. I'm still standing better than I ever did. As we see, Mulan is going to be zoning. Surtur's just holding that stun like a loaded gun. Yeah, T2 Steel Crest over starter upgrade when he had like 1700 gold in hand is quite possibly one of the worst support decisions of all time that I've seen. As we see Hebo getting ran out here by Mulan. Neathol comes out. That is probably going to be death for Jupe Jupe. And Cleo also gets caught out. That is a double for the Warlords. Absolute disaster in mid lane. Thankfully, there's not an EFG to go after right now. So hopefully they don't get punished too bad for that fight going poorly. They should be able to defend any birds. Only one enemy pyro bomb. They should be okay. Yeah, I just cannot believe that against a team without an AA, no AA jungler, not even an AA focused ADC. Like I get Surturs on everybody's butts, but Mid Guardian Male cannot be that important compared to a starter item upgrade. It just can't be. Looks like the Warlords are zoning here for this Fire Giant, and nobody is nearby for the Sandstorm. This is going to be the freest call of all time. The Midgard for Surtur, hypothetically, right? But it's Surtur's not really like on your butt. It's more Surtur stun into Hebo knockup in Surbolts and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. Big Surbolt there. Zen gets the kill. And now this is a big fight in the jungle here. Hebo is able to maneuver around that Cleo ult. Khepri is getting brought down to about a quarter, and Surtur spots him out. Stuns him out. Khepri is able to dash, but then Cerberus decides not to go too hard for that. That was Sprint and Shell down for Khepri. Pyro Bomb used. Effective. A good Pyro Bomb in Worm Smite League. I have seen everything. That was beautiful to see. Good job. As we see, Mulan is now defending the Titan. The mid bird is down. Tess was trying to split push up here. Is stopped by the enemy Nuwa. Cleo in a bit of trouble here. Gets a good dash off. Surtur misses the stun. Mulan is keeping her in this. Does get a good jump out. Cleo's looking for that kill. Cleo's looking for this. Cleo's so low. Oh, good Capri ult. Fantastic Capri ult. Pyromancer! Zed! Zed, what did you do? And that is... What? Oh my god, that could be game! That could be game if this goes poorly. If they're able to catch this Nuwa. Oh, bad Cabrakan ult. Bad Cabrakan ult. They are able to... Oh, that's Zerb dash. Good blink pull into the Khepri abduct. That is 3 members down for the Warlords. Pyromancer? Bro's really wanting that triple-double stat line. They are going to have fire minions on their Titan. They stopped to go get the Pyro. I think they'll at least get the Oni Fury here as well. I wouldn't have been opposed to an end call there. You would have had to been extremely careful of your Xbalanque getting blown up by Nuwa, but it might have worked. Who knows? You can't let... I hate that happened. Anyway, Nuwa gets caught out there by Tess, but Tess is going to get ran down by Hebo. That must have been a missed ult because Mulan was nowhere close to dying there. Surtur has a stun ready for Cleo. Throws it. Does not get it. Yeah, the fact that Cleo is the one who has the Cloak of the Magi's is kind of telling, as we see Capri's going to get ran at here by the Surtur. Gets the root. There's Surtur ult. Yeah, I think going down mid lane might have been the play there. Hard to say. Hindsight's always 2020. I don't know if they could have gotten it in time, but they had time to do Pyro and then all go and do the Gold Fury. I think they could have gotten mid-bird. As we see, Hebo is getting... Oh, Serble catches Khepri. Hebo dash. Cleo gets a big burst of damage. Oh, and the dot damage takes out Zen. That might have just saved the game here for the Sandstorm. This mid-bird was already down. Great Cabrakan ult is going to catch out Surtur, but they got to make sure Cleo doesn't fall to Neath in the process. Neath ult charging up does not kill. And Cabrakan is going to be running at Zerb now. It's going to be one of those games, just running up the lane, running down the lane, running up the lane, running down the lane. 3 members of the Warlords down. No Fire Giant to go get. Nobody has Fire Giant. And that doesn't kill Taco. Taco had to... Yeah, no, Taco was fine. What a time to be alive. They will be getting their mid-bird up here soon. And they do have 2... This is the good thing for the Sandstorm. 2 Pyro Bombs. The bad news is they haven't even sniffed a Phoenix. They haven't even looked at a Phoenix since that earlier call when they opted not to go for a Gold Fury. And they got pushed off of it. You have to get to the Phoenixes to bomb the Phoenixes. I know. But this game, even with the 2 Pyro Bombs in pocket, it might just be decided at a Fire Giant fight. So those Pyro Bombs might not even help you that much. We'll see, though. Fire Giant is started by the Warlords. It's EFG. Surtur gets caught out. Firewalls are up. Firewalls are up. Everybody's... Jupe's in mid lane. Jupe's in Fountain. Cabracken's in mid lane. The Fire Giant's almost dead. Somebody's got to hit it. Somebody's got to hit it. Ain't no way a Khepri is stealing it. They give up EFG. They give up EFG. And Cabracken gets a gigantic heroism proc. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. And it gets the Khepri ult as well. But they just gave up EFG for free. You had to fight there. That is shocking and appalling that there was not a more concerted effort to at least look at the Fire Giant there. As we see, Neath might get caught out here at the backside by Cleo. Thankfully, your team has the Pyro bombs and not the other team, but I don't know. I don't know about that one. Their defense is pretty strong, but I don't ever like just giving up an EFG when you're basically pretty much even. There's no waiting it out of this. Yeah, this is a long Fire Giant. Everybody on the Warlords has it. All right, this is going to be the fight to call the game here. Hebo's in the jungle, lurking around the corner. Cabracken might try to go for a hero play. Cabracken probably knows they're there. Serb ults Cabracken. Cabracken beats come out. Phoenix is still up. Surtur ult has to get used here. Mulan ult used as well. Surtur's still in the area, still tanking. Cabracken ult is going to zone out the Warlords from entering the Phoenix, but Phoenix is down, so that's no problem. A missed Khepri ult. A missed Khepri ult again, as Hebo is now going to delete Tess off the map. Potter gets taken down as well, and Mulan follows. That is a soon-to-be deicide for the Warlords, and that will be Game 2. 2-0 sweep by the green team. $35, 35 kills to 30. Got EFG and ended the game. We're going to take a look at the stat sheets here real quick, just in case the teams don't snip them. I'm telling you, Cleo mid never misses. It takes a lot to outdamage a late game Nuwa. 54k damage from Taco. Absolutely nutty. But it's not, none of these numbers are really a problem. It was just giving up a couple of objectives, some really rough choices, and that was the game. 2-0 for the Celtic Warlords in this Week 7 matchup. All right, that should be enough time for anybody to snip that needs it when they watch this back later. Thank you all for watching. Have a very nice Sunday night. We'll see you all next time. Ciao, ciao.